Maverick, buddy. Mr. Maverick, what are you doing? Huh? What are you doing, bud? Hmm? Oh, sir, you're very, very gross. Alright, guys, I am back here. I think that I had a little issue with the camera before. For some reason, it was not, it was in use by another application, but I have since fixed that, and I'm ready to start anew. We can begin again. So the topic of the conversation was why parents don't have life insurance. And my theory is that they have not thought about their demise. They haven't thought about the fact that one day they could potentially not be there for their kids. You know, that is a horrible thought. So most parents, I believe, actively avoid that thought. Because if they did take a few minutes to think about that, the odds of them having a life insurance policy would greatly increase. You would see the amount of GoFundMe's be reduced to nearly zero, especially for younger people. So, wanted to go through that. So, the first thing that I would recommend is if you haven't thought about that, if you haven't thought about life insurance, actually give it a thought, right? Like especially if you got young kids, those are the people that I think parents of young kids should have life insurance. Like I think that is the one group where I actively say it's almost mandatory for them to have it. Like if you've got kids under the age of 18, I think that should be one of the things that you get. You know, it's not hard, it's not complicated, it's not expensive. I know a lot of times if you go online to look for life insurance, you'll see all these advertisements like get a quote now, and then what they'll do is they'll gather your information, sell it, and you'll get 40 to 50 calls a day until you either give up on life insurance or you finally break down and get something that you don't fully understand from someone you don't even know. So my suggestion is to think about it, and if you want to get life insurance, there's only a few more minutes before the fireworks go off, so I'm not sure if you could get it done by then, but you can get it done relatively fast. And the best way to do it, I've included a link. I'll actually include this into, I'm going to include this in the chat. This is a link to my agent page for Banner Term. I believe they are the best life insurance carrier, term life insurance carrier in the United States. They have the best prices. I think the quality is impeccable. They've been around since 1836, which means they're 190 years old. So Abraham Lincoln was a young man when this company was formed. They've got an A+ rating. The prices are insanely reasonable. And so let's say you sat down and you thought about what would happen if you were to pass away, the financial impact to your family. You want to get a life insurance policy. You can go to this link and put in your information. Let's say you are a little, let's say you're, let's say 45. Let's say you're 45 years old. You're not a smoker. You're still in excellent health, and you got a couple kids, maybe like 7 or 8, not 7 or 8 kids, but they're 7 or 8 years old, and you kind of want to see what the cost of a life insurance policy would be. So for this example, I'm going to use South Carolina. The states really don't matter. And I'm going to look for a 20-year term policy for $500,000 for a healthy 45-year-old male. And I'm going to say he's in excellent health. And I'm going to show you how inexpensive this is. This is 20-year term, $45 a month. You can start the application. You can be done in 15 to 20 minutes. They're not going to ask you any questions that you don't already know the answers to. They're going to ask you your name, your address. You know, they're not going to spam call you. I'm not going to spam call you. If you do get a policy from me, I would like to talk to you at some point for at least a couple minutes to know, who I'm representing, to make sure you get everything and you understand exactly what you're buying. But this is the application process. 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how good you are with the computer. And you already know all the answers to these questions. It is your name, your address, your social security number, that is so they can verify who you are, citizenship status, your phone number, your driver's license number to make sure you're not drag racing or have any reckless driving things on your record. and you can be done in 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, you can be done. 15 minutes. Insurance policy. I'm going to put that in the chat. 15 minutes. Like, so all the thinking about it, worrying about it, procrastinating can end today. Can end today. You don't have to keep doing it. You can also go directly to Banner Term if that is something that you would like to do. You can go directly to Banner Term and get a policy that way. The prices will be the same as on my page. But you can go there, but I recommend this. I recommend Banner Term over the other ones just because I believe they are the best company. If you're looking for life insurance, you don't want to go with Banner Term. There's a couple other ones that have roughly the same price. I'd say Pacific is maybe a penny or two different, and also Prudential is about 1 to 2 cents different. But Banner Term has the best prices around, and in 15 minutes you could have a policy in place. Now this is recommended for younger people in fairly decent condition, not senior citizens. If you have serious conditions, you probably want to go with a whole life policy. For that, I would recommend, if you've got nothing beyond like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and controlled diabetes, meaning that you don't have neuropathy or any amputations. If you just have those conditions, my recommendation is to go to Mutual of Omaha. They're not the cheapest, but I think they are the best. And you can get a policy from there. But for this is for parents with young kids, because I think you guys need life insurance the most, and it is the easiest and the least expensive. There's absolutely no excuse not to have a policy. Let's say you can't afford the $40 to $50 a month, you can always adjust the coverage amount to suit your budget, and to get a rough idea of what it would cost, because $200,000 is $200,000 better than absolutely nothing for your family. So this is, this is for a smoker. I pulled up the smoker. Smokers, Banner Term is not going to be good for smokers. There's not a life insurance company that is good for smokers. Mutual of Omaha used to have a policy or a policy in place where they would forgive smoking for 2 years, but they discontinued that. So as of today, July 4th, 2026, smokers are going to pay 2 to 3 times more on average for life insurance than other people. One thing, if you are a smoker and you're looking for life insurance, I would recommend getting maybe a smaller amount for 30 years, and then quit smoking. Once you stop smoking for 2 to 5 years, then you can apply as a non-smoker and get a much better rate. All right, I've got a viewer. Hot dog, thank you for viewing. I appreciate that so much. Life insurance is one of the most boring things that no one wants to talk about and no one really ever thinks about. So I'm really happy to have my one concurrent viewer. I don't know who you are, but thank you very, very much. And if you have any questions, you feel free to pop it in the chat. And I'm going to continue with this and just go through a few quotes to show you people how easy it is, my viewer. I'm really focused on people with young kids. I think these people should absolutely have life insurance. Other people I can kind of forgive them not. Oh, my viewer left. Yeah, okay, well. All right, guys, I had a viewer. I had someone who was viewing the stream, and they left. They left me. They just, they were like, bye-bye. They were like, life insurance is too boring. How can I make life insurance exciting? How, guys? Like, how can I convince you to get a policy for your kids? How can I do that? How can I make this entertaining? Because there's people on here right now that somebody is dressed up as a clown, and they are there's someone doing their makeup with 111 people on there, and in my opinion, she's not doing a great job, by the way. But when you talk about life insurance to make sure your kids are safe, then you get 0 views. It's the nature of the beast, I suppose. But yeah, her makeup is iffy, I would say. It's not the best. but yet she has 116 people watching. Okay, and there's a few others. There's someone making some weird noises with a microphone. And they've got a few. Someone doing makeup again. Apparently, I need to be doing makeup to make videos about life insurance. I suppose. Let's see. There's a few other people. No, I'm not blaming anybody for not being interested in life insurance. I guess I need to figure out a way to make it more entertaining. But I guess life insurance is too. I guess it's too important not to be entertaining. You know, can't really make jokes about life insurance, or I can, but all right. There's a vampire that's got like 500 people watching. I'm Here is a homeless person with 200 people watching. So I'm not sure how to make life insurance entertaining for you outside of I don't know if my camera's working here. Outside of all right, so I can make it. I guess I can make it entertaining. What would we like to do? What would we like? How do we like to describe life insurance? Brutally honest. I'm gonna be brutally honest about it. If you don't have life insurance, if you got young kids and you don't have life insurance, something happens to you, your family is going to be in a horrible situation. I'm going to tell you that. That's why I focus on parents with young kids under 18. That's where I think the life insurance is the most valuable asset. You know, as far as older people, like if you're 65, 70, you're looking to cover the cost of a burial, cremation. That's going to be what, like $5,000 to $15,000, if that. And if there's no policy in place to cover that, then a lot of times the family can come together and raise, $5,000 to $15,000. It might be a little bit of an inconvenience, but most families and friends can get together and pull that pretty easily, as opposed to if there's a family of three or four, and there's a mortgage, there's car payments, there's insurance, there's all these other things. If one of those people went away, like a GoFundMe is not going to hit that goal, guys. It's just not. After that $15,000 to $20,000 that you raised for the funeral or cremation's gone, that family is screwed. Like that, the funeral is just the first wave in this giant tsunami that's going to hit them. So that's why I'm so adamant about parents, especially getting life insurance. So I'm not sure what your thoughts are on that, but I would highly encourage you to do it. I mean, it's not like it's expensive. It's not like it takes a lot of time to complete. And it provides protection for your family. So I'm not sure what other points to make about it, honestly, other than the fact that I think most people don't have it because they just don't think about it. Like usually, like when they think about it, it's like a friend dies or a family member dies. That's when it's kind of comes to the forefront of their mind, as far as like, hey, I probably need this for my family. Hopefully it's not a spouse or a loved one that has to do that for you to realize it, but so if you have any questions about life insurance or why I think you should have it, but me thinking you should have it and you thinking you should have it are two completely different things, different worlds. Different worlds. Like I think every parent should have it. Now, if every parent doesn't have it, the only thing I can tell them to do is think about it. But I can't make them do it. Like this one's a 31-year-old person from South Carolina. This is for a $500,000 policy. This is $29.63 a month. No excuses, ladies and gentlemen. No excuses. This is an excellent health, though. I'm gonna put it where she's barely gonna get qualified, or he's barely gonna get qualified. So if this person is in a situation where they can barely get qualified, maybe they're obese, not quite morbidly obese, and they're taking several medications, several different things. They're on the verge of getting declined. They can still get a $500,000 policy for $60 a month, right? And if you are in that situation where you've got several minor health conditions and you are, slightly overweight or overweight to the point where you're close to the morbid obesity level, then $60 a month would be a great investment to protect your family, in my opinion. So that is where that is, and I'm going to take a look at a few things here. I've got one view. I don't know. Let's see. Before I had more. I did have more. I wonder if I don't have my video set up properly, or people just find life insurance so boring. You guys find life insurance boring? I love life insurance, guys. You have no idea how much I love life insurance. I don't think it's boring at all. No idea how much is probably why I consider myself one of the better ones. So, alright, so I am streaming, but I didn't have any information on it. So that could be the reason why there's no people in here, or it could be the fact that it is 4th of July, or it could be the fact that it is a boring topic. But I think it's a topic that everybody should at least consider as far as life insurance. Hey, I got a viewer. Yay, viewer. Thank you. I don't know if life insurance is boring to you, but I'm just going over the fact that I think parents should have life insurance. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask them. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Or if you're going to click away, you could do it too. But or if you have any suggestions on how to make life insurance more entertaining, I'm more than ears. I'm wide open to suggestions. I was just going over some quotes here for some average people who might have young kids, just to give them an idea of how inexpensive it is and how easy it is to actually get a policy. As far as the importance of it, I think you can determine the importance of it to you once you sit down and think about what would happen to your family if you were not here. I think that's where I can't tell you how important it is to you. It has to be something that you think of yourself. But I would highly encourage everyone to do that, to sit down and imagine what would happen if you didn't make it home tomorrow, or if you didn't wake up tomorrow, what that would look like for your family. But I'm going to go through another quote real fast, and if you have your age and gender and a rough idea of your health status, I'd be more than happy to pull that up for you as well. And also, the link to my personal agent page for Banner Term is in the chat, and you can use that as well. If it is a quote you like, you can submit the application. It's not going to ask you any questions that you don't know. And I'm going to say this person is in excellent health. I'm going to do another $500,000 quote. I think I'm going to do, for this one, I'm going to go a little older. I'm going to go 40 years old. I think 40 years old is a good age. Let's see, 40. What's the average age of a first-time parent in the United States? I think it is, for a male, I think it's 30. For the male, I think it's 30, and for a female, I think it's 27. So I'm going to kind of pull that up a little bit. All right, so I'm going to do a 40-year-old male, and 48-year-old male, 20-year term, $500,000 is $28 a month. I don't know if you can get much lower than that, guys. I really don't. Let's take a look. 10, 23. My friend just turned 50. Well, maybe, what, 8 months ago? So almost 51. And I'm going to take a look and see how much that would be for my friend. It's going to be more expensive since he's 50. Let's see. Yeah, $250,000 worth of coverage. He's 50. To a 15-year term, we'll do 500,000. $53 a month. That's insanely inexpensive. Let's see here. No, I won't do that. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right, fast, easy. So fast, it's easy, and it's inexpensive. Yeah. I'm not sure what else to tell you with that, guys. I guess I could scroll through and see what's happening in the world today. I think it's 9 o'clock, so the fireworks should start to commence here shortly. Let's see, I'm not sure what is happening in the world today. I don't usually watch the news, but I'm going to pull this up since there's no one here. Storms threaten to wash out some cities. Okay. All right, so there's some storms. It's been hot. It's been really, really hot in South Carolina. You know, I think today it almost hit 100 degrees again. My dogs, I take them for walks every day, and they all turned around after like half a mile. They were like, nope, you can go on without us if that's the same to you. Let's see. So I'm not seeing anything really. Let's go with the U.S. I'm going to go with CNN. I'll check the other ones too. I like to keep it balanced. I don't think CNN is going to give me the objective news, and I don't think Fox is going to give me the objective news either. But man with the Tibetan flag dies after setting himself on fire in front of the UN headquarters. Okay. Tibet's still controlled by China, right? I think that was a thing that happened a while back. There was a big movement, I think, in the late 90s, Free Tibet, but I don't know if that ever happened. Let's see. What was it? Hong Kong was turned back over to China in 99, so I think people stopped really mentioning Tibet, but let's see. America is 250 years old. Go America. Very happy with that. We made it. So we can make it another 250. Not sure what the over-under is on that, but hopefully we can endure. All right, so now let's take a look at, let's get to the other channel. Let's get to the other end of the spectrum. Let's see, it says he'll deliver 250 speech no matter what. Okay, so there's a weather delay on President Trump giving a speech. Let's see. Okay. All right, so basically this is the opposite of the other channel. So nothing really happening there. Like double tap the screen, tap the other. Okay, take it. Should I break up with Whitney now? Should I like tell her like, hey, Dollar General? Do you like to meet your boyfriend? All right, so. No, I don't have a boyfriend. No. All right, I'm just going to wait for someone to hop in and see if they have any questions. I can talk about life insurance all day, but talking to myself, I don't know. I don't know if that's healthy exactly. Could be, maybe. All right. So, oh, I do have a viewer. Well, welcome aboard. Are there any questions you have about life insurance? I was just going over the fact that it is fast and easy. I do appreciate you joining the chat. I know life insurance isn't the most interesting topic out there, but I'm really trying to make a push for parents with young kids to get life insurance. And I was showing them how quick and easy it is to get it, how inexpensive it is. And that's pretty much my goal with the life insurance industry is to make sure parents, especially if they have young kids, to have life insurance because it is not expensive in most cases and it's really fast. This is a link for Banner Term. I've got that in the chat as well. And since you're in here, I'm not sure your age. I think my standard viewership is between 35 and 44. But I will do a quote here real fast. This is for a healthy, what is that, 35-year-old, $500,000 30-year term, just so you can get an idea. Yet again, thank you for joining. So this is a 35-year-old male, non-smoker, extremely healthy, 30-year term for $33.95. So that's how easy it is. If you like the quote, you can start the application. The application is really fast, so it really takes 15 minutes to go through and submit the application. Most of the time, it's approved instantly. Sometimes you might have to wait a day if they check your medical history and they have a question or something like that. But most of the time, it's instant. $34 a month for $500,000 worth of coverage, and I think like people with parents or people with young kids. I'm sorry, it's been a long day, should absolutely have life insurance. I think that's the one time that I would absolutely, totally encourage someone to get it. So that's where I'm at. If you have any questions or if you want to say this sucks, you can type that in the chat. But I am going to be here, and I hope you're having a good 4th of July wherever you are. So once you do this, oh, I lost my viewer. I had a viewer. I had a viewer. I had a viewer. Went away. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay, guys. Well, I am here. If you have any questions about life insurance, I'd be more than happy to help you out. I am going to actually share this to Facebook, and maybe somebody will hop on. I know it is the 4th though. That could be the reason, or it could be this is not a topic people like to discuss. Perhaps I'm not sure. But I am going to post that, and perhaps someone will join. Hmm. Well, that is not good. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. All right, so I've got 2 views. Before I had more. Let's see, what can I do here? Let me try this. Go up here. And I am going to try something. All right, let's see if I can end this.